technical difficulties. I would have been on earlier, but Rumble is giving me fuckloads of disrupted live streams where I can't even do it. So, like the past three live streams, I had that issue. Uh, Makes one wonder if they're being censored on the site that they said wouldn't censor you. Um, I mean, I guess I still could make uploads, but it could just be because I got to use a third party app to fucking stream. Rumble need to get their shit together, whatever it is. I have no choice but to roll with Rumble. But it is weird because I was, I had all these empty um, YouTube accounts, and it's just like a bunch of stuff I can't see or couldn't see for the longest time because my account was deleted. So when I would go click something, like confirm your age, those videos I'm totally locked out from because I can't log into my account because it was saying that I violated Google's terms. Um, but recently, like it just I don't know if my account would happen with it. Um, but like it just created like a fake like a generic name for me, and then I was like just uh, um, clicking to um, see if I could change the name, and then I was able to get Netflix. It was still available, but it has nothing on there. um, yeah, so it's one of those things. I still some little white kid has NatesVlogs. He's doing milk challenges on there. When I was on there, I was challenging the criminal justice system. So it's just like I'm not a fan of what you did with my legacy, brother. Love you no less. But um, yeah, it's
Hey, you awake?
another
Obviously,
person
it's been.
who's felt the ire of YouTube. Um, Cat by the name of Russell Brand. Now, I've seen him before in movies. He was. I even saw his wife before they got married when he, got divorced. Katy Perry. She was at the first YouTube live event. Um, there's more details on that, but I'll be a gentleman. Uh, but yeah, it was a lot of synchronicity. So many. So I remember it was someone who said that they thought I was crazy until they heard Russell Brand say something that I said like years ago. And it was they needed like a white dude with a British accent to say it. But yeah, it was he's been like a refreshing voice. I like to see some of the interviews that he's done. I think he's been brave and getting a lot of the common sense reforms out there, possibilities for a new future out there on his platform. Um, it has been refreshing to watch him rise. So rarely do I disagree with his perspective on a lot of stuff. I used to hate the person, like, well, he just wasn't my cup of tea. Um, but then I guess he also has been multiple people in his life. When he was young and annoyed the shit out of me. Maybe that's when you know, while I wasn't fucking with him, he was like caught up in the illusion of the Hollywood of show business. But apparently he has some shady stuff going on in his past. Really not like I really don't believe the he raped whoever or whatever. I mean, it's not a serious um, um, case that they're pushing. If they were serious about like cracking down on sexual assault and rape, like they'd be exposing everybody on Harvey Weinstein's flight list. But that's their donors, like but they chose to persecute him. And it's been interesting because a lot of the stuff that they're in awe that could happen to him losing his revenue revenue streams, um, being silenced, being smeared, all this shit. I could have told him it was coming. It's a similar experience that I came across when NatesVlogs was being shut down. Uh, and it was just a lot of just strange occurrences that just overlap with one another. Um, so it's just interesting to see this developing. Because it's just for me it's deja vu. Uh, well, anyways, if you anybody watches the show, we're going to be doing an interview in the near future, and it's all because you thought to make sure that we had it, and you advocated for it. Uh, I'm gonna give him the game on how it goes. Like he don't even know about full screen yet, brother. But I saw Glenn Greenwald talking to someone who was dealing with it was the creator of Rumble, and he was talking about like how YouTube just went down the shitter, and yeah, and one of the things he mentioned was the networks, more specifically the network I have, full screen, and I don't even think he knows uh, just how far that rabbit hole goes. You deserve your own show, TV show, bro. Well, give me one. Don't just talk about it. Be about it. Where them contracts at, brother? Not contacts. Don't want you to be contacting disease. It's in the air, apparently, to the news. Let me see. Where's this? We're gonna watch this though, because
There, you awakening wonders. Obviously, it's been an extraordinary and distressing week, and I thank you very much for your support and for questioning the information that you've been presented with.
feels like
Now
he's
you're
being held
probably
hostage.
aware that the British government have asked big tech platforms to censor our online content, and that some online platforms have complied with that request. Well, you may not.
Yeah, some have replied with that request for decades. um, yeah, they've been censoring people. I know it's been like more noticeable after 2020 for some reason, but people have been getting censored for a very long time. Like even before me, like 2014 was when I first experienced it. Wiped all my channels, my back catalog, my financing out from under my feet, um, all that stuff, and they did it at the behest of something called the Atlantic Council. But before they went after me because I had a video getting big of me getting harassed by the LAPD. I had multiple getting picked up by bigger websites like Free Thought Project, Cop Block, like police policing websites, and yeah, they had like uh, the not the LAPD specific, but they had the police departments represented in the Atlantic Council. But before the police started shutting down accounts like that, Palestinians were getting silenced, um, and like they were hiding all the atrocities done unto them by the Israeli government. So yeah, we've been co-opted for a long time. However,
Is that this happens in the context.
it's just like he's one of the big people. I mean, in a way, it's good that he's getting censored. Cause me, like no one knows me from Sarah Marshall. You know, furthest I got was like I was starting to be mentioned in NA when you did a search on Google on YouTube. I became the most popular Nate. Then I became just NA. You can see me on that list or NAT. Uh, I think I was I didn't want to get too close. Where you just find me automatically because people started getting weird. But and it's just one of those things you just You don't want a Russell Brand situation. You know, so I was always weary of uh, people who wouldn't let you talk out of the booty. It's just like they determined to get it because they're gonna trip you up. You gotta keep your eye on the prize. So, but you know, at the same time, I understand he was younger and they're probably hyping this stuff up. They did the same thing with Julian Assange, they called him a rapist, and they said
Online.
we had to let Julian Assange uh, go to Sweden, face justice. Yeah, because he's a rapist. It's like once again, if we cared about rapists, we'd be locking up the president. All the presidents who are just like who got a picture of them wearing a dress in Epstein's um, foyer, you're doing time. You know, Joe Biden, they get him for sniffing all those kids and showering with his daughter. Uh, you know, they're just like they'd go after the big fish instead of like the little guy. The little, I'm sure Russell Brand has a lot of dirt. However, I like him advocating locking up actual war criminals because I think they're worse. You know, I think you are one of the funniest people I've ever come across on the internet. I appreciate it. Uh, can you see these comments? Yes, I can. Sorry, but I was trying to cover some stuff.
Safety Bill, which is a piece of UK legislation that grants sweeping surveillance and censorship powers, and it's a law that has already been passed. I also don't imagine you've heard of the Trusted News Initiative. Now, as is often the case when a word like trusted is used as part of an acronym to describe an unelected body, trust is the last thing you should be offering.
Amen.
The Trusted News Initiative is a collaboration between big tech and legacy media organisations to target, control, choke and shut down independent media organisations, like this one. We'll be talking about that on our show on Monday on Rumble. But just to give you an idea of what the TNI is, this is a quote from one of their spokespeople. Because the actual real rivalry now is not between the BBC and CNN globally, it's actually between all trusted news providers and digital platforms. It's clear that these organisations collaborate in constructing narratives, whether that's around the war or the pandemic, and of course there are other examples. And it's very clear to me that we have to be very, very cautious indeed. That's why I'm asking you to follow me on Rumble. Rumble have made a clear commitment to free speech, and Rumble is the primary platform that we will be streaming from. We'll be back.
And yes, I have been rumbled so far. I have been on Rumble, and they rumbled me a little bit, because I wasn't able to stream on there for the past 3 weeks. When I tried multiple devices today, updating all my shit, but I'm also using a third party app, like I said, and but I have been feeling censored because I prefer to do my live streams. Like I have the best camera angle for that particular live stream, even though I can't see the comments. Even when people are commenting, I would like that ability as well. That's not, Rumble. Y'all need to get your shit together. I'm gonna like post snippet or of this saying that or make a new video just telling Rumble what they need to do to make this experience better. Fuck YouTube, but like setting up a stream is much easier from the actual app. Um, and it's just like if we want to eat their lunch, we got to get better than them. And Google, it's one of those things I'm just reluctant to use, but I do have viewers over there, and I do encourage them to follow Rumble. That's why I don't post employee evaluations or rewinds over at any of these sites. Because, yeah, I'd like you guys to go elsewhere. um, and I think it's mad important that it's someplace. I mean, I'm diversifying. I'm like posting on Odyssey. They got like that has technically most of my back catalog, but they have sometimes I have issues uploading. The issues would alleviate once I get views up, but it's just like I haven't been investing in like raising awareness. Rumble They just let me post when I want to post. Uh, First video I posted on there was something I know YouTube was actively censoring. Like it was a video clip that was nearly impossible to find after it had got millions of views, and they just started taking that kind of shit down. Like they have like some algorithm to detect that video specifically. So um, I posted it on Rumble to see if like they had a similar system. Yeah, and it didn't get like a gajillion views.
This Monday.
Also, could be that I'm new on Rumble, but definitely got to get the audience over there. So I know people always say where the employee valuations, where the rewinds, Rumble, because I've been caught up to what Russell Brand realized um, a while ago, and it's all because of just my struggle of being censored multiple times, like hardcore, where they totally erase you. They end your money, take down all your videos. So, um, this could be like a learning opportunity for I can tell Russell what's on the way. So, thank you guys for making it possible for us to have this interview that we're gonna have soon. Hey Nate, as YouTube competitors, do you think Rumble or Kick is going to succeed where VidMe failed? Um, that's difficult. I don't know what Kick is. um, yeah, and VidMe, I tried a lot of websites, but I think VidMe was the one that I was trying to switch to. Got to see a dentist, but I was trying to switch to the VidMe, or one of those sites. I did like a censored version for YouTube, non-censored for the VidMe, and they ended up taking the video down after I made all this hype about finding a place where I could post non-censored stuff, because I had seen porn on that shit. I was like, they got this is no holds bar, So I was just like, all of a sudden, it was just an employee evaluation, no porn or anything, but it got censored. And then I also realized when I was at their front page, there was a bunch of sites that I had gone to war with. What was it? Jukin Media. I don't know who was around long enough to remember that little kerfuffle. I was pointing out all of these talentless middlemen who were like creating new ways to silence people, to take video clips down, and and basically steal your income if I made an employee evaluation, because it was multiple. One of the companies was owned by Fullscreen's owner, AT&T. Because they were just buying up everything. They were actively destroying the internet. I was trying to raise awareness, but then that's when YouTube started implementing all kinds of ways. Even Facebook. This is when because I had a bunch of people who gave Fullscreen, like they went from a 5-star to a 1-star after me telling what was going on. And then it wasn't only me; it was other people talking about their shady shit. But I had this whole fuck Fullscreen thing, and and that's when they ended the ability to rate it. There was no rating on their site anymore. So it's just like, because it was just, they were fucking over too many people. As well as YouTube directly, but it was just like, it was a system of finding ways to make you compliant with their message. Fullscreen, they were there to bring me into the office, give me all this free stuff, offers of money, and then be like, we love you. We love everything about you. Just change these 50 core things that make you who you are, and we'll keep you in a lavish lifestyle. All right. And it's usually there to confuse you, to get you doing things that go against your soul. They want your soul. Um, and it's just, I think maybe he was a part of that lifestyle. And Russell Brand medicated. You know, apparently he was doing the heroin. Hopefully, it didn't have that fentanyl in it. He not a little nilly. Um, but yeah, and then once he gets away from that shit, starts to just try to speak truth to power, bring on people, like I never heard of Vandana Shiva. She can elucidate the issues with our food system so brilliantly, and offer up ideas for moving forward in a better way. Um, yeah, I only discovered her through Russell Brand, and they had some thought provoking interviews that gave people hope, um, knowledge, way just different ways of looking at the future, and yeah, and for that, like that, as soon as he starts doing that, they talk about some shit he did 10 years ago. It's just if we could do this, like I said, I just want to see 100 Jeffrey Epstein flight logs investigations. I mean, once we start investigating them, we'll be locking up the people corrupting our politics and the government officials that pretend to be working for us while they're selling us out. Um, it'll be a beautiful thing. So, you really care about locking up sexual deviants? Uh, Start with the Richmond, north of Richmond. All right. Yep. And I'm uh little um occupied in a few, so I gotta be mindful of the clock because I gotta be somewhere at 10. It's a dope. Well, it's the final opportunity. I'm gonna be super busy with school next month or next week actually, and yeah, so I'm gonna make the most of it. I got to see John Legend the other day, and it was powerful experience. He's a soulful brother. I went to his concert, and he was talking about his experience with the war on drugs. His mom was had an addiction for a moment, and he was talking about how the war on drugs is um, not beneficial for anybody. And this is on the heels of me going to a city hall and watching them implement the new war on drugs. And we had all this public outcry against it. We had a few housing developers who came supporting it. They're going to benefit directly from kicking people uh, um, who they don't want in front of their properties out. Like people who they made homeless. They don't want them in front of their house anymore, since that's where they naturally congregate, the house that they had stolen from them through a subprime mortgage crisis. Um, yeah, and there's a giant spider. Um, uh, I'm like, he went behind something. I'm like waiting to see him pop back out. But anyways, yeah. So I heard him speaking about the war on drugs, and I was just thinking, like, how dope would it be if he was to come to one of the um, public hearings on the new war on drugs and like call out the people prosecuting poor hard up individuals instead of actual war criminals, which they have fuckloads of them out here. Um, but yeah, if he were to sing that shit in an emotional tone, I feel like he could win over their icy cold hearts. So that's also the new goal. We're gonna do a duet in the town hall, and it's gonna turn into a musical that ends um, the criminal justice system exploiting poor low income people.
We'll be back.
Hold on. I did want to get through this video, so I should be. All right. Memento.
Dreaming from. We'll be back this Monday, and as usual, we'll be talking about deep state and corporate collusion and how ordinary democracy is anathema now, how it's shut down, ignored, and avoided. We'll be talking about a military industrial complex that is able to facilitate and start wars that seem sometimes to be little more than money laundering operations. And that's with all respect to the hundreds of thousands of victims of the numerous ongoing wars in the world at the moment. We'll be talking about the role of Big Pharma and how Big Pharma have been able to influence government policy around the world and how they've been able to evade due liability and necessary scrutiny, how they've been able to avoid media investigation that perhaps ought be due them. And of course, we'll be talking about media corruption and censorship. So please follow me on Rumble, because that's the only way that we can keep our voice. You can go to rb.rumble.com to support me directly and keep me and our channel independent. And I need your support now more than ever, and more than I ever imagined I would. So follow me, support our channel if you can, if it's within your means. But more important than any of that is that you please, if you can, stay
free. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, support on the Rumble if you haven't done it
now,
already.
More than ever, and more than I ever imagined I would.
All right.
So follow me, support our channel if you can, if it's within your means. But more important than any of that is that you please.
Well, anyways, I appreciate you guys for showing up. You just question, what is he saying that got him the NatesVlogs treatment? I think this is one of those opportunities because he's got like a big network to draw from, so it's harder to silence someone who has 6 million subscribers. I think they definitely have protocols to keep people from getting that big. Like when I got my first channel taken down was right after I got to 100,000. I was supposed to get a plaque, and my channel was taken off. So it took me hella years to get to 100,000, like 7 years. Then by the time I got there, I was at 125 within a few days. So it was just like exponential growth. It was also outside help from other platforms. But the I think there are mechanisms, because my content that was propelling me was me saying videotape your interactions with the police, and that was very controversial, because they had a lot of police killings in mind, and none of the social pushback would have even been possible if people didn't videotape it. So that's why I was advocating for that position. Thank God everybody got a little video camera in their pocket at some point. In many ways, if you're using it properly, not doing any stupid hijinks or whatever, it can be a powerful tool. But I gotta have respect for anyone who uses that platform to enlighten people, to try to build a new world, because I'm trying to build that same world. And I fuck with other builders. I think Russell was trying to be a builder. That's why they tore him down. So I'd like to see justice in this occasion, because once we get some justice for his situation, I'll be right behind him. I'd like to hope. So that's why we're doing this interview, this upcoming interview with Russell Brand. And I appreciate all of y'all who put in the work, make that happen, getting in touch with his PR guy and whatever, because it's a blessing. And I'm about to go catch this other blessing. And I'll catch up with y'all. And I got a new video coming to nateflix.net. It's gonna be on Rumble as well. That's how I upload to Netflix.net. So employee evaluations, rewinds, old and new. Feel free to check it out. Don't question why I don't post those videos anymore. I do, just not here. So let's get to it. All right, as you two. Oh yeah, dang, I never knew about that. I learned about VidMe from you a while back. You promoted your videos on there. Yeah, I did. I didn't know they were crooked too. Now I don't feel as bad that their site went down. Well, yeah. Um, yeah, I know it's a lot to keep up with. Been taking off so many platforms, but it's yeah, they were shit, and they're mostly shit. Like I said, the only one that hasn't censored Rumble and Odyssey, odyssey.com/@Netflix, and I can see Gen Z calling the drug Lil Nilly. Yeah, there we go. Whoa Nelly. Whoa Nelly, as someone like cocks over. They called it Seattle yoga in certain parts of the state. Cool. All right, yeah. Well, I just want to check out the last comments and wish you guys a lovely day. Toodles and stream.